Hey guys, please listen to this audio. So every now and then I will get a message like this and have a situation like this. So I'm gonna give you the example of the message I got yesterday. So I had this client for the full moon skull spell in January. And the client had a very avoidant target. She was in no contact. I think she was blocked as well. And I did a skull spell and she got her instructions and everything. And then I don't hear from her at all. And very often people will get movement or will get their people back and they will not inform me at all until they have another problem, and that's when they're going to be like, yeah, they come back, but then this and this happened and now I need you again. So staying in contact when things just start to go down is very useful because when you notice something for the first time, it's very good to let me know, and we will see what we can do, not necessarily magic wise, but also vibrational wise, depending obviously on the case. However, this person did not inform me of anything. And then yesterday in March, right? She reaches out and she says that her person came back in January, like I think January 19th, she said. And basically, they have messaged her and said really kind, lovely things, how she's a great person, all of that, and asked to see her. And they started seeing each other again, and they were talking on the phone every single night, and everything was great, right? And then the person started distancing themselves because this is an avoidant target, and they just started drifting away again. And what does she do? Does she inform me? Nope. She instead goes back into anxious attachment. So the thing that she has worked so hard on obviously got triggered by this distance. Okay, fair, it happens. But then she just goes into it. So she calls all the time, she sends those anxious texts, and of course, on an avoidant person, this is never gonna work. And majority of you guys have avoidant targets. So what this does is it does the opposite of what you want it to do. It does the opposite. So basically, everything falls apart, and then she reaches out and she needs help again, and she thinks that another spell will is just what she needs. But yes, we can do spells and people can come back and then they will go away again, and this can't go endlessly, by the way. It simply can't. So you definitely need to learn to control your emotions. You need to learn to be in higher vibrations. You need to do that. Unless you do that, and that is in the instructions, your spells will not work. Because you know what? Magic does not keep a person with you forever. You do that. It's about connection, it's about working. There is no perfect love story or perfect soulmates or whatever they tell you. Those are fairy tales. Every relationship is work. And it includes working on yourself, because if you yourself are not a complete regulated person, you can't be that for someone else either, and you can't have a healthy relationship either. So working on yourself and working on your relationship. Let's be realistic. Let's not make magic what it's not. It can give you a second chance. It does influence people, but it doesn't keep them with you forever. That's not the point of it. And then when something happens and you seek another spell, guess what? You still need to do the vibrational work and listen to the instructions. It is crucial. And yes, I know how hard anxious attachment is. Been there, done that. I do fully understand. I have empathy. But what is the point of me telling you, oh no, poor you? Like, does that do anything for your situation? Nope. It doesn't help you, right? Sure, maybe it's something you want to hear because your victim mentality wants that validation. Yes, I'm really a victim. Yes, poor me. But does it help you in any way? No, it keeps you in that vibration because I'm confirming to you, yes, you are a victim. And then you're like, yep, I'm a victim. So you're going to stay a victim. So that does nothing. So this is why I'm telling you, all of you, do your vibrational work. That's it. And instructions are very important, guys. So not just until the person comes back, because I've noticed that people tend to be really good at it, and then they have the person back, and then they just forget about vibrational work and they go back into how they were, because it's so easy to do that. You need to continue forever. Yes, you need to do vibrational work for yourself, for every area of your life, for your mental health. That's the thing. And your mental health is your attachment style as well, because anxious attachment ain't healthy. You know that. It's unpleasant. It is very unpleasant. I think it's one of the worst feelings, right? So please listen to me, because I wish you well. I'm not having these instructions to amuse myself. I'm having them because they work and they're good for you. That's the reason why we have them. So it's same with any other instructions, guys. If you are dyeing your hair and you read the instructions and you decide to ignore them and do the opposite of them, are you gonna get the hair color you want and healthy hair? No, of course not. If you are, assembling a furniture piece from IKEA and you don't read the instructions and you just do it your own way, it most likely will not function best or look best and will break. Same with spell work, same with magic. So I also want to say that to the people that are really anxiously attached and they just, I have this client, had this client where I was saying all the time, stop reaching out, stop reaching out, stop reaching out. And, they just kept reaching out, reaching out, reaching out. Ignored everything, because it's like, I can't help myself. I can't. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. These are your emotions. These are your actions. You're the one texting. You're the one writing the text, right? So how can't you? Is somebody else doing it? You're doing it. You're the one doing it. Remember that. You are the one doing it. And yes, you can stop that. And yes, you can control that. And yes, you can change your mindset. And yes, you can change your attachment style. You can change your life, guys. You can. But it's not going to happen with wishful thinking, and it's not going to happen unless you actually work on it. That's the thing. That is the honest truth, as always. So, guys, be very mindful, when your person comes back, how you're going to be when, and little obstacles will happen all the time. Don't think that if somebody comes back, oh, now we're going to have a perfect relationship and nothing's going to go wrong again. That's not going to happen. You're going to have issues. You're going to have little problems. You're going to have little arguments. How are you going to handle them? How are you going to handle them? Are you going to go back to how you were, or have you learned something? Thank you for listening. I honestly hope this has helped, because I wish you well. I have these instructions to help you, and you need to listen to them. Bye.